Starting up at the front, you have your front tongue jack here. You've got a light that's on it, and then you have extend and retract. This is for getting it onto your vehicle and off of your vehicle, but it's also used from leveling it from front to back. And then you got safety chains, your cord that you plug into your vehicle, and everything up there. You got a 12-volt battery that's already hooked up and ready to go, and then inside this box here is going to be your LP supply. Up on the front of this little white box that's in there, there's actually a little switch that you'll switch over between the tanks. One side is actually longer than the other on the switch. This does come off so you can see it better, but that's just kind of the easiest way of describing that. That switch is going to tell you which tank you're pulling out of. That's a good thing to do because once you run out of LP in one tank, you can get it filled or replaced, and then you'll still have LP to use during that time. Next, you have your solar input, so if you get a solar panel, you can hook it up to that, and that's going to be kind of like a battery tender. Next, you have this little light here. It does have a little switch on the bottom of it. Coming over to the side of the trailer, you have one side of your pass-through storage. These little stickers that are right next to it, those are informational stickers. And then down here, these are stabilizer jacks. So you do have a jack handle, I believe it's under your bed, that will lower these or put them back up. All it is a 3/4 socket that you can put on an electric drill as well. Coming further down the trailer, you have your furnace exhaust as well as your freshwater fill-up. Freshwater fill-up fills up the freshwater tank that you have. That way, when you're at a campground that doesn't supply a water spigot, you can still have water. And then underneath the camper here, you have this little thing here, and that is going to be where you drain your freshwater tank. So the little handle that's on the end, you just turn that to the side, and it drains out of there. It doesn't have to be into a container or anything since it's just fresh water. Farther down the trailer, you have your electrical cord. This does come out another 25 feet, so you don't have to plug in anything like this. It's just kind of easier for us to show you it that way. For your tires, brakes and bearings should be checked once a year or every 10 to 12,000 miles, and then lug nuts should be checked every 50 to 200 miles or every trip after that. Up here, this is going to be your freshwater city water connection. So that's going to be when you go to a campground and that has a water supply or a water spigot that you can hook up to. That's where you're going to hook it up to. It just pops off of here and then you screw it on that way. Down here you have your black tank and gray tank empties. The handles are color coded, so the one to the right is your black tank and the one that's in front towards the left is for your gray tank. When you do this, you'll hook up your hose to the circle port that's there. It does have a cap that's on there, but not hooked up right now. Hook your hose up to that, put it into a holding tank, and then pull your black tank handle, which is the one over there. Let it all drain out. Once that's empty, keep that valve open, and then open your gray tank one that's on this side here. Once that's all out and empty, close both of the valves, and then take your hose off and put the cap back onto the port there. You have more stabilizer jacks in the back, just like I showed you up at the front, and those use the same crank handle and everything. Farther towards the back of the trailer, you have this little guy here. That's going to be your cable and satellite hookup, so you can watch TV. Going towards the back of the trailer now, your bumper has little caps that you can see are kind of coming off there right now. Those open up so you can put your black tank hose in there, so you don't have to keep it with any of your other camping supplies. You have a spare tire back here. It's the same size as all the other ones, and it is on a bracket that you can move if you don't want it in the center or anything like that. Up at the top, you have an option to have a backup camera or an observation camera. Backup cameras are used when you're only in reverse. Observation cameras are whenever you're driving. So you can see that. And then these little things here, those are gutters. So those let the water drain off in one spot instead of draining all the way down your camper. And then coming over here, you have another storage compartment. This is your hot water heater, which I'll get to in the next. This is the inside of your hot water heater. You see the blue circle at the top with a little pin in it. This is your pressure release valve. So if you pull that when there's water in there, a bunch of water is going to come out. That's a good way of knowing that there is water in your tank. We suggest not to turn it on if there is no water in it. The heating element might get damaged. Here at the bottom you have your anoid rod that is also acting as the plug for your freshwater tank or your water heater here. If that is out, no water will stay into it. Coming down further here, you have your TV access for outside. This is going to be if you want a TV outside. This is not where you plug the cord in from the campground. Below that in the little black box, those are just 110 regular electrical outlets. Up above those you have speakers, which I'll show you how to use once we're inside, and then your awning that goes all the way across is run. Next is for your steps and your door. For your steps, they just fold up and in, and I'll show you a picture of that after this clip. Your handle also folds in. Again, I'll show you a picture of that after the clip. And then here for your door, you've got your deadbolt, which is the red one here that locks securely in place. You've got your screen door that latches, and then you've got your little handle here. On the back side of your door, this handle is going to be locked with the stop lock here. That's going to be a maintenance lock. We have keys to access that in case you want to leave it here for storage or for service or anything and we need access to it. We'll have access through that one. If you want to lock your camper more securely, you lock it with this bottom lock here, and that's going to be your deadbolt. On the bottom of the door here, you have this little door stopper so it does not slam into the awning arms or anything like that. And then coming further down here, you have another stabilizer jack, same handle and everything, and then you have the other door to your pass-through storage here. And then these little black clips that you might see hanging around, those are just to keep the storage doors open while you're